Well, here's a great, I guess, poem writing set of thoughts, a complete set of thoughts from the great mystic Ili Chiaro, and it's quite beautiful. We'll talk some more here after we read the poem. It's called "Energy and Consciousness." The universe, all that exists, seen and unseen, was, is, and will be. It has no beginning. In its essence, it is both energy and consciousness. Here lies the secret of life, with its boundless knowing. The purity of the energy cannot be fragmented. Consciousness, too, is undivided unity, also called God or reality, limitless love, infinite kindness. If we see the conditioned man as he is, always possessed by his fragmentary thinking, functioning egocentrically in his limitedness, unable to understand the wondrous integration, the surface consciousness keeps him a prisoner of the relative energies, fearful at every step. This is where all the conflictual states originate. The chaos existent in the world is created by ego. Living on this level, part of the great energy, we are instability, a source of disharmony, detached from divinity. We create our destiny. Because of the ego, we drink venom from the cup of life. Where is the salvation of the ignorant man? It can be found within himself, when the ego is silent and newly born. In silence, divinity reveals itself from our depths. The sacred lies within every human being, appearing through simplicity. He says at the beginning that it has no beginning. How can something that was, is, and will always be not have a beginning? Well, you see, things that are unreal have no beginning. They aren't real, so they never really exist. And egoism is the charge of it. What is egoism? When this infinite self, this infinite universal I am, meets a body and mind and identifies with it, gets twisted into the mind, thinking these are my thoughts and this is my body. Just like you do at night when you take a dream. You forget all about your daily body. You forget all about your real life's history, all of its problems, and you enter into a dream world. You take on a new egoism. Yourself, this self that actually is universal with no particular attribute, once again in the dream identifies with just a particular in the dream, even though the whole dream is a manifestation of that self. It forms an ego within a manifested body in the dream and carries out its destiny. But unaware of the fullness of knowledge, it believes itself to be localized in the dream, not the dreamer. And so this is the situation that we find ourselves in real life here, that we, in our true nature, are infinite. There is one of us dreaming, and all of us are the dreamed. And that dreamer has entered into her own dream and has identified with a particular, forgetting all the rest. This causes a disharmony. This causes an interruption because the self, which is full and content, full of love and wisdom at all times, becomes identified with body-mind, which has very limited knowledge, very limited reach, very limited understanding, and makes decisions based on the needs of a body and makes decisions based on the needs of a mind and not the needs of the universal. And this egoism, this particularization of the whole, is what breaks the harmony and causes all the suffering of the world. All the suffering that you experience is because your sense of I am is small and has forgotten its real nature, its infinite nature. And so by silencing this ego, silencing anything that comes from the idea of separateness, in the silence that ensues because of the lack of interest in thought, the lack of interest in this unknowing particular, in that silence that settles in, we lose interest in the particular. And in the silence of that mind comes freedom, comes that divinity, the knowledge of our nature.